Okay, I didn't read this close enough because frogs don't have necks, so that's totally acceptable. Not impressed. Hi, I'm Janelle, and today I'm going to be continuing my series on AI generated crochet patterns. So in my previous video in this series, I had asked ChatGPT to create a pattern for an amigurumi puppy for me, and we ended up with this little guy. So this time, I'm going to be switching things up a little bit. We're going to try a different AI chatbot, and I'm still going to do an amigurumi, but I'm going to switch up the animal as well, partly because I want to keep things fresh and interesting and I don't want to do the same thing over and over again, but also because I don't have a huge amount of neutral colored yarn. What I do have is a couple different shades of green yarn. So I figured for today's amigurumi, we'll try doing a frog. And the AI that we're going to be using is Google's Gemini. So if you haven't seen the previous video in this series, I will leave a link. Which side is it? Here? Yes, here. So just like last time, the plan is to ask the AI to both generate a pattern for us, as well as create an image based on that pattern to show us what the final project should look like. So I'm just gonna grab my phone and we'll see what it can come up with for us. Can you create a crochet pattern for me of an amigurumi frog? Okay, so here's a crochet pattern for a cute beginner-friendly amigurumi frog. Pattern uses common crochet stitches, worsted weight yarn in green, and then a small amount of weight in black, so that's easy enough. And then it's asking for 3.5 or 3.75 millimeter for worsted weight yarn, polyester fiberfill stuffing, tapestry needle, stitch marker, and optional safety eyes. So I do have safety eyes, so I think I will go with that option because that's a little bit easier, but I will check out the embroidered option that they have here as well. It gives a list of abbreviations, and that's all fairly standard. Magic ring, single crochet, increase, decrease, chain, slip stitch, fasten off. And then we got a body, 4 legs, eyes, and again I'm going to be using safety eyes as our option there, and that's it. Okay, so it looks super simple. I haven't looked through the pattern itself, just kind of a basic overview at this point, but we'll get into it and see how it looks. So now I'm just going to ask for an image just to see kind of what it gives me and how accurate it ends up being. Can you please create an image of what the final project would look like? Okay, so that's super cute. I don't know at this point how accurate it's going to be, but that looks adorable and I'm excited to get into this. So right now I'm going to go grab a snack because I haven't had lunch yet. But after I do that, I will come back and we'll get into stitching, and this should be a super quick and easy project to do. So yeah, I'll get into it and then we'll see how it turns out. All right, so I've had a snack. I should be good to go. I have grabbed all of my materials. I had grabbed a couple of different colors of green yarn. I have these two. I'm gonna go with this one because it seems like it's pretty much the exact same color as what was used in the image. So I'm gonna go with that one. I also have a couple of different options for safety eyes. I've got these green ones. I don't know if you can see. I am wanting to keep this as close to the AI generated image as I can. So I think instead of using those, as cute as they would be, I'm going to stick with just the basic plain black ones. So I've got my safety eyes and the backs to go with those. I've got my green main color, and then it said it needed a bit of white and black for the details. So the white for the eyes, black for the mouth. I have scissors, I have a yarn needle, and it said to use 3.5 to 3.75 millimeter crochet hook, which I don't have, but I have a 4, so I'm gonna go with that. And then I have some polyester fiberfill. And that should be everything I need. So I'm gonna just pull up my pattern again and get started. So the first part that it's telling us to make is the body. And this seems fairly standard. So it's just starting with 6 single crochet in a magic ring, increasing, stitching around, and then decreasing. So basically just making a ball. Okay, I didn't read this close enough. It doesn't look like it gave us a head. Hold on. Which, like, is fine if that's what you're going for, but that's not what the image is that they gave us. Like, I can see doing it all as one piece, doing kind of like an elongated ball so that it's both kind of head and body combined, because frogs don't have necks, so that's totally acceptable. But yeah, they didn't give us a head. Interesting. That's a bit of an oversight. It's literally just body, legs, eyes, and then it goes right into assembly. They did not give us a head. Okay, not impressed. And definitely doesn't look like the picture they gave us. And like, it doesn't, even in the instructions, it says nothing about a head. It just says attach legs, attach eyes, add pupils / mouth, embroidered eyes, safety eyes, mouth, weave in all remaining ends. So I'm gonna make this as written, but obviously it's not gonna turn out like the picture because the picture has a separate head and body. So this might look a little weird. Okay, well, let's get into it and see what we end up with. I'm trying to work on a project. Don't get in the way. Oh, she's back. She's back. Laugh again? Right? Yeah. Okay, so at this point I have done a few decrease rounds. So I'm down to 18 stitches and it says start stuffing firmly, continue stuffing as you go. So I'm gonna add some stuffing and then there is 2 more decrease rounds and then we can close up this ball and move on to do the legs. So I have it stuffed fairly firmly and there is 1 more row of decreases and then I can close this up. And my cat is trying to get into a bag. Stella, you're stepping on my phone too. Oh my goodness. Kitty cat, you're gonna fall off the bed. Move back. You're silly. Where did you think you were going? So this is what we got right now. It's literally just a ball. So that's gonna be the majority of our frog ball. For the rest of this, yeah, I have 1 more decrease row to bring me down to 6 stitches, fasten off, leave a long tail, weave tail through front loop of the remaining 6 stitches and pull tight to close, weave in the end. So that's pretty basic. And then I'll move on to the legs. Somebody's needy today. Just like every day. So body's now done, and next up is the legs. So it says legs make 4 in green yarn. Round 1 is 6 single crochet in magic ring, and then rounds 2 through 4 single crochet in each stitch around for 3 rounds total. And then just fasten off, leaving a long tail for sewing, do not stuff. And that's it, that's the legs. So I'm just gonna make those up quickly and then we can move on from there. This is gonna look ridiculous. It's one of the legs. Oh my god. This is gonna be so funny. Okay, so I had to take a quick break for kitty cuddles, but the legs are all done. And now the last thing that I need to make is the eyes, and that's gonna be in white. And this is super simple. So again, it's just 6 single crochet in magic ring, and then just increase around from 6 stitches up to 12. Oh, hello, Stella. And obviously make 2 of those, and then it's just assembling everything together after that. So I'll make the eyes and then come back and we can put it all together. I don't know if I can get both the crochet and my cat in the same shot here, but we're gonna try. Maybe here. I don't know if you can see this around her. She's the star of the show. So that's eye number 1. Eye number 2. So instructions for assembly are relatively straightforward. So first thing on the list is attach legs. Position the legs evenly around the bottom / sides of the body. Sew them in place, ensuring they're firmly attached so they don't flop. And it did say to not stuff them. So we're gonna just attach them as is. And my goal here is to make this look as close to the image they provided as I can, given the pieces that were included in the pattern. So I'm gonna just reference the image. It's kind of hard to do this exactly just because the image we're working with an actual like separate head and body. So I'm gonna just do my best here. Basically the bottom legs I'll put kind of as close to the bottom as I can, and then the top ones I'll do maybe like halfway up. So I'll attach the legs and then we'll move on to the rest of this. Little feet. This is gonna look so ridiculous. I can't wait. This is so stupid. Oh my god. This is gonna be weird. Alright, so next up we got the eyes. And like, again, this is gonna be super different because in the image you can see he's got like separate like balls on top of the head that you then put the eyes onto, and like we didn't get those pieces in the pattern. So I'm gonna have to stitch his eyes right onto his head. Yeah, so it's gonna look weird. So for attaching the eyes, it says place the white eye pieces on top of the frog's head. Sew them securely. And that's all we get for instruction in terms of placement. So like on top of its head, like up here. I mean, I'm gonna put them more in front because I'm trying to mimic the picture despite us not having the proper pieces. But yeah, I'm gonna try to put them like there-ish. And then a little farther down, it does talk about the pupils of the eyes. So it gives you instructions for both embroidery and using safety eyes. So I have safety eyes, so I'm going to use those. And it says, if using safety eyes, insert them through the white crocheted eye pieces and then secure them into the main body before fully attaching the white eye pieces. Make sure the backs are securely fastened. But the stalks, or like the tails or whatever you call them, of the safety eyes are not long enough to go through 2 pieces of crochet. So that's not going to happen. And B, I've already closed up the body, so I can't get into it to attach the backs. So what I'm going to do is just attach the eyes to the white parts and then put the back on the back of the white part and then just sew this onto the body. And also, I just wanted to mention, in terms of size for the safety eyes, it does say to use, where is it now? 6mm or 8mm. I have 6mm, and then I think these are 10. I tried the 6, but they look too small, like especially in comparison to the image that they gave me. So I'm gonna use the 10, even though it's bigger than what it's asking for, just because I'm trying to match it up as closely as I can to the picture. So I'm going with 10mm, and I think that is a good ratio for people to weight of the eye. So I'm going to attach the eyes, and then the only other thing is to add a mouth, and it just says using black yarn, embroider a small V shape or a simple line for the mouth just below the eyes, and then weave in all remaining ends. So I'm going to finish this up off camera and then do final reveal. Okay, are you ready for this? This is my little monstrosity. I don't know how frog-like he looks. And he definitely doesn't look like the AI generated image, that's for sure. I think ChatGPT did a better job, because the last one I did, while it didn't look exactly like the image, it was at least close enough. This one's totally different. Like, the fact that he doesn't have a separate head is kind of the main factor there. And again, I tried to make him as close to the picture as I could, given what we had. Without having a separate head and body, it's just not gonna look the same. I don't know, like, he's still kind of cute, but I don't know how much he looks like a frog. Anyway, these are always a fun experiment. You never really know what you're gonna end up with. He's still pretty cute, even if he's not exactly what I expected. I will leave the pattern for this little guy in the description down below. I've just copied and pasted from what Gemini gave me. So if you want to make him yourself, feel free. If you have ideas for future videos in this series, please let me know in the comments down below. If you have suggestions either for other AI chatbots to try out, keep in mind though that they need to be able to generate images. I had been looking at doing a video with Claude, but that unfortunately doesn't have an image generator. So any AI that would be able to both generate a pattern and an image. And then if you have an idea for what animal we should try next as well, let me know that down below as well. If you enjoyed this video, hit the like button down below and consider subscribing to the channel. I aim to make videos on a weekly basis. That doesn't always happen. Life sometimes gets in the way. I do have a day job 3 times a week as well. And I also run a cross-stitch business, and I'll leave the link for that down below if you're interested in cross-stitch as well. Please do check that out. If you're new to the channel, I would encourage you to check out my other videos. I have tons of other projects as well as basic tutorials. If you are interested in checking out some of my other videos, I will leave a couple of links right here. And I will just wrap up by saying thank you so much for watching. I will see you again soon. Bye.